If you need any Xbox or PlayStation codes or anything gaming related, check the referral links down in the description. They'll take you to g2a.com. They already have a discount on most of their goods already, and with the code CHES at checkout, you can get yourself an extra 3% off as well.
Hey guys, how's it going? Ches back again and welcome to episode number 70 of the Chelsea Career Mode here on FIFA 15. After some vast improvements playing on Legendary in yesterday's episode, we're hoping to continue in that vein with a good result here at home to start us off against Newcastle United. Obviously, they're a side that can either do really well or just be absolutely terrible. More recently, in real life, they've kind of been absolutely terrible, but on FIFA, they're actually a very good side. There are a few people that actually do series with them. And obviously, you know, after a season or two, can actually compete at the very top of the Barclays Premier League because they do have some really good players in their side, like Moussa Sissoko, Remy Cabella. They've brought in Wilfred Boney, as you can see here, playing a 4-1-4-1. So we're not the most adventurous of formations, but obviously with Wilfred Boney up top, he's a very, very good target man. So they're still going to challenge us and be threatening at the other end. And you can see Boney's in behind here, and he's actually going to strike the post with that first shot. Beats the goalkeeper down at the near post, but fortunately it hits the woodwork and bounces away rather than sneaking over the line. Then Newcastle are going to have another chance here at the end of this first half. It's one pattern we've noticed so far with Legendary. The first half seemed to be quite dull, and then all the games liven up in the second period. Not the best of defending from me here, admittedly, but Courtois makes a good save from Remy Cabella's good shot, and we're able to push into the second half with the scoreline still at 0-0, so our clean sheet is intact. The question is, can we ruin their clean sheet? Willian with a good shot. There's a really strange, but in the end good defensive block from the defender there to kind of backheel that away from goal. I'm not sure whether Tim Krul would have actually gotten to it had it made it past the defender, but Antoine Griezmann gets past the man here. Good shot, and Tim Krul doesn't even react until the ball's already hit him and bounced away. Really odd save there from the Dutchman. Not really seen that sort of animation before, where the ball's just hit him and he's just stood there and then kind of fell back after it's hit him. It's really odd. But Lewandowski draws a good save out of Krul again here. And it was kind of thwarting me time and time again, unfortunately. We weren't quite able to find a way through. We're in first half stoppage time now. We're very nearly there. And actually, it's a very good interception from Kurt Zoom. Well, not interception, but good touch to get it around the post. Kind of knock it outside of the angle of the goal. And we live to fight another day defensively. We're into stoppage time now properly, right at the very, very end of the game. Lewandowski with a great shot. And again, Tim Krul down well to make a smart save to make sure that neither side score a goal in this game. And we get a 0-0 draw. So there were plenty of chances at both ends. A draw was definitely a fair result, but I think both sides deserved to score a goal or two, considering the quality of the chances that we both created. But we jump into the Capital One Cup for the second game of the episode. Now, if you remember, obviously, those of you that were here with me on the channel when we were doing this series the first time around, we did the first two seasons right at the beginning. Actually, it was probably last year. It was kind of from the start of FIFA 15 up to December we were running this series, so probably around about November time when we played Sheffield Wednesday in the Capital One Cup at the beginning of the second season, and they knocked me out of the competition. They actually outplayed me, outscored me, and we were unfortunately knocked out. So I kind of wanted revenge here in the next season, and it is the quarter-final stage as well, so it's slightly more important than it was last year. It was like the second or third round last year. Now we're at the quarter-final stage. It's pretty important that we pick up a win against the side that ended our Capital One Cup run the season before. Starting a strong-ish side, actually. I wasn't taking them for granted this time. I was definitely not taking any risks. Ashley Posher with a good turn there, but unfortunate not to pick up a free kick as it gets completely wiped out on the edge of the box. We keep the move alive, though, with Van Ginkel. I've been told in the comment section time and time again now that it's kind of my Dutch pronunciation is terrible, but it's Van Ginkel, perhaps. I don't know whether I'm pronouncing that right. It just kind of sounds like I'm making a gurgling sound at the back of my throat. But after listening to a few pronunciations of it, obviously in Flemish, it's a really strange way for an Englishman to try and pronounce those type of sounds in Dutch. But it's Van Ginkel, perhaps. You'll have to let me know, Dutch people, whether I'm pronouncing that even remotely close to how I'm supposed to. But we took a 2-0 lead through Ashley Posher there whilst I was making a fool of myself trying to pronounce stuff in foreign languages. And actually, Sheffield Wednesday were going to get themselves one back. Bit annoyed at Kevin Trapp there for coming out and just kind of standing there whilst the attacker slid in. Wasn't brave enough. If he had, a higher bravery stat, then maybe he'd have thrown himself at that with the risk of getting hurt, but the reward of keeping them out and stopping them from scoring goals. So they got themselves back in it. I was a little bit concerned that they were able to pick me apart that easily at the back, but Lewandowski kind of settled my nerves again by smashing that ball across the goal to make it 3-1 to give us our 2-0 or 2-goal lead back again. Then there's still 10 minutes to go here when they're coming back down this left-hand side. Good cross. Ramirez misses the initial ball. Then Stevie May dances around the second tackle, and I was only inches away from getting the ball away from them and intercepting it twice there. You see, Ramirez is going to just not quite get there that time, and then the defender, Otamendi, I think it is, dives in and can't quite get to the shot, and equally the goalkeeper can't quite get down to the shot. So they do score twice against Sheffield Wednesday, but fortunately we'd already scored 3. So we are through to the semi-finals of the Capital One Cup, and we'll find out actually at the end of the episode who we play, because at this point where we come up against Stoke, the semi-final draw hadn't been made, but we got Stoke away, which is never an easy game whatsoever, especially on FIFA. Stoke always seem to do well against me at home. I'm normally pretty comfortable against them when I'm at home and they're playing away, but playing at Stoke is always pretty difficult. And actually, on Football Manager, in the series that we're running right now with Everton, I was the only unbeaten side left in the entirety of the the top 7 divisions in England with Everton, and Stoke City were the ones that ended that run. So I kind of had a bit of a bugbear with them right now, and I was hoping that that they weren't going to defeat me again here in a different game. But they started off the stronger, actually. Nice ball in here. I really don't know what Courtois was doing there. Just didn't respond to the cross. Luckily for me, Arnautovic missed the shot. It was a good turn initially. Really smart turn, but fortunately for me, his shot went wide. And then unluckily for me, Jack Butland made a good save at the other end to keep out Nemanja Matic. But both sides were having a bit... a very solid start to the first half and not really opening up too much. And then they just threw it straight to Willian. I mean, I can't turn down an opportunity like that, can I? Threw it straight to Willian. Obviously, the defence weren't set up in a defensive position. Their back line was pushed quite high because it was their throw. And it was a simple through ball through to Diego Costa. He just raced away, slotted it underneath the goalkeeper, and we got ourselves a 1-0 lead. So can we extend that lead to 2? That was the question. Oscar turns inside here, tries to whip it towards the far top corner, but can't quite get his angles right. Too much power on it, and it flies over the top of the bar. But we're still not done for the first half. Solid tackle by Marc Muniesa there, but I'm able to get it back to Willian. Turns it inside to Cesc Fabregas, who lays it across to Costa. Helps it on its way, but it's a good save by Jack Butland. Griezmann lays it back to Matic. There's still 2 men in support over there. Cesc Fabregas with a shot. Another good save by Butland. Willian on the follow-up effort and wide of the target. How we've not made it 2-0 there, I don't know. A couple of very good saves by the goalkeeper, especially that first one, as Diego Costa just tried to scoop that and help it on its way. Good reactions from him. Unfortunately, Willian couldn't get the third one on target, and he might have been able to sneak it in the near post had he been able to do so. But a great cross here, picks out Wilson Palacios. He's going to drop to him, and a really, again, smart turn by Marco Arnautovic to help that one into the back of the net. The first chance of the game was him, turning really quickly in the box, but unluckily for him, he shot the first one wide, but this one right into the bottom corner. So they peg us back to 1-1. Great feat from Griezmann, though, to get this into the box and get around the defenders. Willian, so unlucky that Muniesa was able to recover his feet and close him down and get a block in there. So we're into stoppage time at the end of the second half. Arnautovic scored their goal and had a corner here. Again, Courtois really, really disappointing with the ball across the box and doesn't commit to that. Luckily for me, there was a defender on the line to help smash that clear, and we didn't concede and end up losing to Stoke, but they still haven't had their final chance. Now they have, and this time Courtois is on hand to make a good save. He's been a bit dodgy, Thibaut Courtois, in that game, and I'm hoping that when I come to record the next episode, he improves slightly, because balls into the box really were a little bit suspect for him in that game. But we get a 1-1 draw, so 2 draws in the league, unfortunately. Unable to pick up 3 points in either of today's league encounters, but we do get progression through to the next round in the semi-final of the Capital One Cup, where we face Hull City. Newcastle and Everton in the other half of the draw. Of course, they're over 2 legs, the semi-finals, so we'll play those in the upcoming episodes. But we have, actually, I don't think the semi-finals are played till February, are they? We'll have to wait. No, January. They're played at the end of January, but we're coming up towards January now, and as you can see, we're 7 points clear at the top of the league now. Liverpool closing the gap slightly because of our 2 draws in today's episode, and actually Arsenal could close the gap even more. Same with Crystal Palace if they win their games in hand, and actually Spurs could go above Liverpool. Actually, well, it's a big gap goal difference wise. If Spurs win 7-0, they'll go above Liverpool, but a lot of the teams below us have games in hand and can close the gap even closer. Most notably Arsenal can close it to 5 points should they win that game in hand. So still a lot to play for in the Premier League, and playing on Legendary now, we are starting to drop points left left, right and centre. So I am adjusting well to Legendary. It's just taken me a while to get back into the winning games back to back to back kind of vein of form that we were in prior to stepping up the difficulty. But we, after losing to Burnley, the first episode that we played on Legendary, we have made some good strides to improve. So hopefully that can continue. But that's going to bring today's episode to a close. Thank you very much for watching, of course, and subscribe if you haven't already. Drop the video a like if you enjoyed, and check the links in the description, as always, to my Twitch and to my Twitter, where I'll be streaming on Twitch tonight. So check that out, and obviously at 8 o'clock there'll be a My Player video as well. But that's all for now. Thank you very much for watching, guys, and I'll see you next time.